We're going to write an equation by looking at a graph and locating the vertex in another point, and then we're going to plug in and we're going to find A, and then we're going to write the equation. And then we're going to do it rather from a picture, we're going to do it from words. It's basically the same thing, it's just the information is presented differently. So let's try this. All right, so we're given a graph and we're asked to write an equation in vertex form. So notice that I have 0, 5 as my vertex. So let me make sure I'm in my pen. Right, so 0, 5 is my vertex. So that means this is H and this is K, all right? And then my other point is 3, 8. And we're going to label that X and Y, okay? So start by writing your general vertex form down. Y equals A times X minus H squared plus K, all right? Then we're going to plug in all of this information into the right spot. When we do that, the only variable or the only unknown is going to be A. So we're going to solve for A. Then we're just going to write our equation, and it's super simple. So the thing, notice that what's missing is the plus or minus, because when we solve for A, the sign fleshes out in the calculation. So let's just plug in. So I have a Y. Here's my Y. So I'm going to plug in an 8. I don't know what A is. That's what I'm looking for. X is 3. H is 0. 3 minus 0. And then I'm going to square it. And then I have plus K is 5. Let me get rid of that really long line because it just looks crumbly. Okay, so now I have 8 minus 5. Let's subtract 5. That gives me 3 equals A times 3 squared. Well, 3 squared is just 9, so I have 3 equals 9A. So A equals 1/3. 3 over 9, or 1/3. So now all I have to do is write it in my equation form. Notice that A is positive, so I don't need a negative sign. So I have Y, or f of x, is equal to 1/3 times x minus h, so minus 0 squared, plus k plus 5. And this is optional on this, so you could just write 1/3 x squared plus 5. But I'm going to leave it in this form just because that's kind of our standard. Okay? All right, so why don't you try this one on your own and see if you can get it to come out. All right, I'm going to identify my vertex, and I'm going to identify my point. This is H, this is K, this is X, this is Y. All right, now I'm going to plug this into my equation. So I get Y, -2, is equal to A, I don't know. X is -1 minus positive 3, so that's just minus 3 squared plus 2. All right, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So I get -4 is equal to A times -4 squared. Well, this becomes 16. So I get -4 over 16 equals A, which is A equals -1/4. Now I have a negative sign, so that means this is going to open down, and it does. It opens down. So my equation is Y equals -1/4 X minus H squared plus K. And there's my equation. Now we're going to do the same thing, only the information isn't going to be presented as a graph, it's just going to be presented in words. So identify your vertex. This is my H, this is my K, and identify your point. It passes through the point 2, 3. We're going to do the exact same thing. Start with your vertex form of your equation. Let the sign flesh out in your calculation of A. And then I'm going to plug in y is 3. 3 equals A times x is 2. 2 minus h is negative 2. 2 minus negative 2. I'm going to square that, and then minus 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 to both sides, and that gives me 8 is equal to a times, this becomes 2 plus 2, or 4 squared. So I get 8 is equal to 16a. I'm going to divide both sides by 16, and I get 1/2 is equal to a. I just divided both sides by 16. 8 over 16 is equal to, just like that. All right? So now I'm going to write my equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus a negative 2, minus a negative 2 squared plus negative 5, or minus 5. So I get y is equal to 1/2 x plus 2 squared minus 5. Remember, just be careful with the minus and negative in here. That's why it goes positive. Things move in the opposite direction inside those parentheses. Right? So go ahead and answer the video questions and see if you can calculate and find this equation. All right, here we go. We're going to plug in, this is h. Well, maybe. This is h, this is k, right? This is x, this is y. Okay, so I'm going to plug in negative 106 is equal to a times negative 4 minus 2 squared plus 2. Now I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Negative 108 is equal to negative 4 minus 2, that's negative 6. Negative 6 squared is 36. And then I'm going to divide, and I get negative 3 is equal to a. Notice how we let our calculation flesh out the sign. So I get y is equal to negative 3 x minus h. So minus 2 squared plus squared plus k, which is 2. And there it is. Kind of fun. All right, we're going to work on our daily assignment. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.